Yes, sir. What's good? What's good, baby? What's popping with y'all, man? I know you're snowed in. Hey, some of y'all might have shoveled your way out of this thing. I don't know. Well, either way, man, hopefully your Wi-Fi working, your internet on, you're hooked up with your boys up here in the kitchen, baby, because it was a good weekend, man. A football, good weekend of snowball fighting, a good way to be in the house and enjoy whatever you got a chance to enjoy, man. But we here, man. We says to cook up, man. We in the kitchen, me and my boy Rock. If you don't know, you know now, baby. My boy's looking right and bright. The sun shining, the light glowing. Hey, man, Snow White ain't got nothing on my boy T-Rock today, all right? So, Rock, man, how you feeling today, big dog? And, hey, we glad you hit me, my boy. I'm over here stuttering, man. What's good with you, Playboy?
Fizz, I'm doing great right now. It is super bright outside. It took probably about 15 minutes for me to get my car out yesterday. And then my wife, she spent over an hour out there. She was being a good Samaritan. She had a whole bunch of people come to her asking for her shovel. She's like, well, let me just do the work for you. So she shoveled a whole bunch of people's cars out. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you, Mother Teresa? You don't have to be all that helpful. Jeez, because it's hard, Fizz. I mean, we were working up a sweat. And it's tough. But yeah, I'm doing great, Fizz. Great weekend of football. I'm excited to talk about it with you.
Yeah, bro. Good weekend of football. I will just say this wasn't a Super Bowl match we expected, right? We definitely, if we could have reversed time and went back to August when we actually made this wasn't even close to a bold prediction. No one in the world thought of this, right? And I'm gonna say either team. Unless you're a fan of these fan bases, I cannot find one person that can honestly raise their hand and say, I picked the Seattle Seahawks or I picked the New England Patriots. But as it stands, we're here today, man. We're going to give the people what they need. I got a couple of historic stat lines. I'm sure you do too. To kind of bring up, to lead us to this. But before we get to the games and all that good stuff, bro, one, outside of snowing and all that, how else was the weekend, man? Did you get to watch all the games? Did you get to enjoy some of this good football? Or were you kind of just like, look, man, it is what it is? You know what? How was the football? How did it treat you, brother?
I watched every second of it, Fizz, and I was on the treadmill the entire time. My walking pad. You know me, I usually like to get 10,000 steps outside, Fizz. It was way too damn cold, and there's way too much snow. So I still had to get my steps in. So yeah, I was on the walking pad and, watching both those games throughout most of it. So it was awesome to be able to enjoy it. And you were just talking about just the odds of both these teams getting to the Super Bowl. Fizz, did you know that this is I think the fourth most long shot odds that these teams were able to play in the Super Bowl? I think the Patriots were 50-1 and the Seahawks were 20-1 odds. So this is one of the most unlikely Super Bowl matchups we have had in the Super Bowl era. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, especially for this to be kind of a rematch. Well, not kind of, it is a rematch for both franchises. But yeah, you're right, bro. Just think about again, nobody picked this. I mean, I know I kind of jokingly brag about how I picked the Patriots to make the playoffs, but I picked them as the lowest seed, and I probably didn't pick them to win one game, but I definitely had them going. But just knowing the flack we heard about Sam Darnold all offseason, Minnesota don't need him. He can move on. Seattle overpaid him. Just a whole lot of that, man. And just for us to be here today and knowing what Sam Darnold has done with two teams that he randomly ended up being starters for, and he's earned his place, man, out here in this NFL, man. So only 32 quarterbacks start or get named the starter, and he is officially one of those 32, man, for years to come, bro.
Most wins by QB in 2 years stretch.
Last 2 years, yeah. And he did it, Rock, in a way where it didn't look fluke. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Sam Darnold was on a team where the defense is number one, the run game is number one, and he just putting up 80 yards a game and is kind of skating through. No, this dude is actually out here getting JSN as receiver one in the league comps. And when he was in Minnesota, he kept Justin Jefferson and those guys at top of their game. So look like to me, man, Sam Darnold, man, it takes a process, bro. We know we want everything to work right away. We want these rookies to be drafted right away and come in this game and win Super Bowls. Took Sam Darnold a little bit of time, man, but looked like he's found a home in Seattle. And me and my boy Voorhees, who I see is in the chat, we actually brought this up with each other yesterday. Man, maybe Seattle tap him on the shoulder and say, you know what, bro? I think only 1 year this contract is guaranteed. Let's double it up, man. Let's get you a little bit more of that money, man. We're going to keep you at 100, but let's just make sure you got a little bit more guarantees, baby, because we wouldn't be here without you. And I'm not saying that that's what they will do. I'm just saying the guy has earned an extra little bit of pay for what he's done with this team, man.
Yeah, whenever you do take your team to the Super Bowl, I think that's in almost all NFL players' contracts. To get these, I forget what they're called, what the business term is. They're not qualifiers, but there are these incentives that you get that spark when you take your team to a certain level in the playoffs. He does have the best defense in the NFL, but that doesn't take anything away from what he's done in the offense. So, I absolutely agree with everything you're saying.
For sure, man. Well, on my end, bro, man, listen, I'm looking out my window now. I'm seeing people that look like they don't want to drive, but I guess they have to, and they kind of like going 2 miles an hour. I shoveled out my car a little bit on Saturday and Sunday, and got what I can get out, and I ain't looked outside since, bro. So I haven't been outside in 2 days, thankfully. But for everybody that's essential and had to go to work and had to do what they had to do, kudos to you. Hopefully you made it home safe. Yeah, man, let's get home safe if you haven't already. And hey, man, log in with the COOKUP, baby. One thing I will say, Rock, I know it snowed during football, so I'm not mad at that. But hopefully it snows during a weekday, man, so that I can get up on here. People ain't got nothing to do up in the crib. Come holler at your boy. You feel me? That's what I want to do. I want to hop on the stream when people in the crib looking for somebody to talk to. So we didn't get to do that on Sunday, obviously, because of football reasons. But, no more snow. I'm not asking for no more. But if it does happen, let it be when I'm at home and I can holler at the people, man, when I'm up in here.
Biz, do you consider my tiramisu essential? Because I might have had to have gone to the restaurant the other day. So if I got pulled over, that's what I would have told the cop. Hey, my tiramisu is essential.
There we go. Hey, man, if you up all day and then you up in the kitchen at 5 a.m. making some for me from scratch, my brother, it must be bomb.com. All right. So, it is what it is, bro. We glad to be here, though, man. We glad the people here. This is the COOKUP, man. Hopefully everybody tap in. And if they don't, we're going to tap in later. But we will get it started no matter what because, hey, championship time in the league's championship time over here on the Vibes, baby. Let's get it started. Let's get it cracking. Welcome to the COOKUP.
Hey, they wrote me off, I ain't write them back. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story. I spent my whole life on that. Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low.
Yes, sir. Just like that, we back, baby. And hey, hold on, Rock. I always gotta get it cracking, man. When we holler at our people, we got a short list, but we still gonna show the love because hey, where they here, you feel me? My boy Jake was up here 9:30, said he pre-gaming, so we appreciate you, big dog. Hey, sipping on this cup, man. I like this nice little cup my boy got me, man. It's made of steel. You feel me? Every time I pick it up, man, I feel like Thor's hammers in my hand, man. So I appreciate it, big dog. Who else we got up in here, man? I ain't even pulled a comment up. Shout out, Big Jake. Let me see what else we got. We got Pops up in here. Yes, there were two Pops. It was me and Rock. Nobody else mattered. No other two matters. All right. The other 32 didn't matter. Me and Rock in the Super Bowl, baby. All right. And my boy Bull, he's up in the building. What's good, big dog? How you feeling, man? And everybody else is here, man. Maybe your phone in your pocket. Maybe you shoveling some snow and you're like, look, man, my fingers is frozen, brother. But I'm here by spirit. You feel me? So I ain't mad at those either, man. Not everybody can leave a comment, but we appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe when you get a chance, though, big dog. All right. Hey, but until then, Rock, we will get it started. And first observation, my brother, before we go through each game individually, what was your thoughts on football overall? Just both games, put them together, put them, separate. Before we dig deep dive into each individually, though, overall, though, what was the quality of football? Should I ask?
Well, I think there was a huge disparity between the AFC side and the NFC side. And a lot of that has to do with not actually the QB play on the AFC side. I think it has to do with something that was out of their control. That was Mother Nature, Fizz.
Yeah.
That game took a huge turn. And that was one of the things that they broke down during the game where they went by like quarter and just the accumulation of the snowfall on the field by the time the fourth quarter rolled around, it looked like we were in Game of Thrones. That winter has come, Fizz, and it looked crazy out there. Absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen a game, of this magnitude with that type of weather before. The only other one that I can think of was when the Seahawks played. It was like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was like the coldest game like ever in the playoffs. And it was like I can't remember who even won the damn game, but it came down to a field goal at the very, very end of the game. So that game was like in the negatives as far as temperature goes. But as far as snow, yeah, I've never seen a game like that before. So overall, I thought the AFC game was just a war of attrition. I still enjoyed the game though. But the last game with the Rams and the Seahawks, man, that was everything I wanted it to be and more. So absolutely loved that game. Loved the back and forth. I loved the defense that was played in that game and the offense. It gave you everything that you wanted in that game. What did you think about it, Fizz?
Yeah, I mean, but I think, bro, even before the snow, I'm being real. I think we all spoke this for the last couple of weeks, how the AFC just doesn't seem to have that star power aura of the NFC during this playoff run. And like you said, the snow hit, bro. First quarter, regular field. Second quarter, dandruff. Third quarter, oh my goodness, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? Like it was like the cloud was slowly preparing to come through, and it hit. When it hit. Missed field goals, not being able to move the ball. This game really could have been, let's just say 15 or 14 or maybe 20 points more if field goals didn't go this way and balls weren't dropped this side. And I mean, Jared Stenham was the QB, and unfortunately, we didn't get to see the Bo Nix effect, man. I really believe if Bo Nix was in that game, we may have had a different outcome. No need for talking about ifs, ands, or buts because he didn't play. But I will just say, Jared Stenham being a quarterback, Denver being in the snow and probably not having all their weapons. Their defense showed up, though. I watched that defense strike Drake May the entire game.
Both defenses showed up.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Like New England defense showed up as well. And, the run game, it was just one of them games where you had to get it out the mud. And in this term, get it out the snow. And they basically did that, and somebody had to lose. Unfortunately for Denver, it was them. But the NFC side, man, it was just showtime lights, man. I mean, when we know Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, smash Stafford, we already know number one offense, if you're talking about just overall skill players, is on that side. Then you go to the Seattle side. Ken Walker's out there balling. You even text me, the K9, like, hey, man, this dude look like a complete running back right now. Crazy to think that he had to lose his backup to look like this, right? His backup was just in the way. And we love Zach Charbonnet, but Charbonnet, get out the way, big dog. We need Ken Walker, man, taking over right now. And he's done that. Sam Darnold looked good. He was throwing hell of a passes, man, to JSN. And Cooper Kupp even scored against his old team. This is this storyline after storyline after storyline in the NFC. Plus, you get all the seasoned vets with Adams. And like I said, Puka is the up and rising star. It was just everything you wanted out of a game. So if you went to bed early or you shoveled late because you were being hard-headed and you missed any ounce of this game, sorry for you, man. But the NFC does rule, I believe. I want to look up the ratings too, Rock. I don't know if you got the breakdown on the ratings, but I wonder which game was watched more. Because that might be something too that give us a little idea of what people thought as well. But overall though, man, hell of a weekend for football. I just wish we could have got a little bit more games. I hate to hit. We only got 2 left, and that's 1, and we got a whole off season of no football. There's a bunch of numbers and guessing, man. We're gonna play that guessing game for a long while, too. But that's what we here for, baby. Overall, though, good quality of football. I think the NBA is happy with the product they put out this weekend, bro.
The NBA? I didn't watch any basketball.
The NFL, guy. Well, the NBA might be happy too, man. I got some fantasy points in my NBA league. Maybe they scoring points. I don't know. I don't watch it, but we're going to learn that soon because the NFL is about to be over with. I might have to jump on the NBA ship at some point, brother. But, overall, though, good quality of football, man. No complaints, bro.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk a little bit more in depth about these games? Do you want to recap some of the news? What do you want to talk about, Fizz?
Let's go into the games, man. Let's go into the games that we hot right now on the games, and then we get into, because I got a couple of stats I want to bring up during the games and a couple of highlight news, coaching hires and fires and all that good stuff. So let's
get right into it,
games,
then.
bro. Let's get into the games. Drake May and them first, and my boy Stephon Diggs hugging and kissing on the trophy, man. Hey, shout out my boy Rock, man. Remember, seemed like yesterday when he was on the Buffalo Bills side looking at the Chiefs. You know that one picture that they show when he's standing on the field and all the Chiefs on the other side. He got his hands on his hips like, damn. And that was kind of like the downfall in Buffalo where he said, I'm tired of just getting here and not getting past this round. And I mean, him and Josh Allen was a great pairing, man. I believe he elevated Josh Allen. He even had Case Keenum. If you think about it, bro, Stephon Diggs, man, been balling. The boy had Case Keenum in the NFC Championship when they lost to Nick Foles. Buffalo went to an AFC Championship, lost in a couple of rounds into some tough matchups in the AFC. Then he goes to New England 1 year in, and makes a AFC Championship. So this dude here, man, seems to be the secret sauce that a lot of the teams and fans don't seem to get credit for, man. And I know Cardi B is a part of the picture, but when you peel all the noise and the cameras, man, Stephon Diggs is a baller, man. So kudos to the Maryland boy, man. Always gonna show love to him. But Rock, man, let us know about this Patriots. Oh, hold on, Rock. You know, I just noticed I got the wrong picture on here. I'm like, what the hell going on?
It's okay. It's fine.
Rock, hold on.
For everyone out there, we're talking about the Patriots versus the Broncos.
I just noticed. I'm saying talking. I'm like, hold up, man.
It's okay. You're human. We all make mistakes.
I'm about to fix this error right now while you talk, man. Right. Hold up. Hook it up, Rock. Hook it up, man. What the hell is going on here?
And you're just talking about Stephon Diggs. Fizz, I cannot help but mention, even though I just started a new research project that I'm super excited about.
Okay.
Where I'm going through the best of the best since 2002. Stephon Diggs is one of the best wide receivers that we have seen since 2002. He's been a top 12 receiver, Fizz, 5 times out of 10 years. So 50% of his career, he's been one of the best. And I have to believe that Josh Allen does definitely miss him as well. So it was really great to see Stephon Diggs being one of the best in the NFL, going to his first Super Bowl. This isn't the first Super Bowl for the Patriots, though, Fizz. They are now setting the record for the 12th Super Bowl appearance. That's the most of any franchise in history. Here are some other crazy stats. At 23 years old, May will be the second youngest QB to ever start in a Super Bowl. Do you know who the youngest was?
Oh, Dan Marino, big dog. I learned that. Yes, sir. Learned that. Yeah. Hoop, Rock. Here we go. Just like that. Your boy got in the room. I got in the book. We good to go. Patriots and Broncos. We back on the graphics, baby. All right.
New England finished the 2025 season with a perfect 9-0 record, Fizz. And this is their first playoff win in Denver. Broncos previously 4-0 versus the Pats in the playoffs. Prior to this game, the Broncos had the highest winning percentage in AFC Championship games at 800 among teams in the AFL-NFL merger. Mm-hmm. You know that Christian Gonzalez didn't have an interception the entire season? That was his first one of the entire season.
I didn't know
and
that.
It was the game-sealing pick. That's all the stats that I had that I thought were really, really interesting about this game, Fizz. But there wasn't a whole lot of offense in this game, especially when the weather turned. I think that was one of the things that really hit me, Fizz. I don't know if you watch Formula One, racing or just racing in general, but the weather has a huge impact on strategy. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we really think about it all that much when it comes to the NFL. But I can only imagine being on the Broncos sideline. And in the same way, if we were on a racing team, it's like, all right, we got to change our tires because this huge snowstorm is about to hit. We have to change up our strategy. We have to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm not sure if they really thought about that, how difficult it was going to be to not only get the ball running through the ground, but also mainly through the air, because that was what they really had to do in order to win this game. And Tony Romo said it himself. You're not going to win this game if all you do is just going to run. RJ Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin. You're going to have zero chance against this vaunted Patriots defense that spent so much money on their defense in the offseason. They made it a Mike Vrabel style defense, Patriots way defense that's going to win championships through what they did and what they acquired in the offseason, Fizz. So when the weather turned, their passing game just went out the window. And I think they needed to be a little bit more aggressive getting the ball through the air before the weather changed. A lot of people are going to bring up the fact that they went for it on 4th down earlier in the game instead of kicking the field goal. Everything would have been changed. I mean, it would have been 10-10 probably going throughout the entire game, going into overtime. Who knows what would have changed after that. But I just thought that was very interesting how the game completely changed during the weather. And the only other sports analogy I could think of is in racing when the weather changes for that.
Well, I don't know if you had paid attention, bro, like through the first 3 quarters, but when they brought up Drake May's stat line, he had more rushing yards than passing yards. He had like 50 rushing yards at halftime, and he had like 35 yards passing. Like, this was an ugly game, bro. And I know we talked about this Drake May kind of slump and how he's skating through the playoffs a little bit. The matchups, you sent me the video from Twitter, which I saw earlier, where Drake May's road to the playoff or Super Bowl, and they show all the matchups of the quarterbacks and quality of teams that he played. But Rock, I got a couple of stat lines for you, bro, with this Denver Broncos team and kind of Drake May as well. Drake May is the first QB to beat 3 top 5 defenses in one postseason. Chargers top 5. The Texans are number 1, and the Broncos was number 2. So he beat 3 top 5 defenses in his playoff run. Drake May also, Rock. No, I'm sorry, not Drake May. The team, the Denver New England Patriots, 2025 is the lowest amount of points ever scored for a team that made a playoff appearance, bro. 2025, they scored 54. Ravens had 61, which we know how that quarterback room was at the time. And the Giants scored 67 with Eli Manning. So it just shows you, man, defense wins championships, brother. Like I keep trying to fight and always try to argue with you about, right? So, those, I just want to pull those stats up before we moved on. But yeah, man, this was an ugly game statistically for both sides, but especially Drake May, man. Like I said, throughout 3 quarters, he had more rushing yards than passing yards. And he only finished with 65 rushing yards. So that lets you know what it looked like. No interceptions, though. I believe no fumbles, if I'm not mistaken. And he had 5 sacks. So this was a tale of pretty much just don't fumble the ball, don't throw interceptions, don't turn the ball over. And whoever scores last is going to win this game. And I believe that's what ended up happening. They rolled the shoulders of Ramondre Stevenson, a guy who we want to throw away so bad for the young Travion Henderson. But New England said, we got other plans, man. We're going to ride the vet all the way out because he's been here. He's been around. So, again, statistically, Stephon Diggs, 17 yards receiving. Mac Hollins had 51 yards, and 31 of those was from a catch.
The receivers only had 10 catches total.
Bro, Drake May had 86 yards passing. So I'm just saying it wasn't the best game statistically on either side. But now when I'm looking on the defensive side, the Denver Broncos side, Stenham had an interception, Stenham had a fumble. So I believe that was really the end of the game. Whoever caused less turnovers was going to be the ones that win the game. And you see that double push pass that Stenham tried to throw, man? I said, man, this game is over with. I know he's about to get sacked, and it's a head play, Rock, but
yeah,
it's the reason why Stenham is a backup. I'll just say that. And that was a horrible decision to make. New England should have scored on that play, and the refs blew the whistle too early. And I heard Vrabel over there going off, and this is why they say let the play out. But this was, to me, a game of whoever had the most turnovers or whoever caused the most turnovers would win the game, and whoever played the cleanest game would win. And New England pretty much did that.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back to, I think, whatever you did in the first 3 quarters, that was whoever was ahead in the first 3 quarters is going to win the game. Because I just think that weather was just too much for any team to overcome. I mean, the Patriots didn't do anything in the 4th quarter either. All they did was hold on for like grim death to that 10-7 lead. That was it. So, yeah, there's not much to talk about with this game.
It's not. I would say this. Kudos to me for being real quick and savvy, baby, because I got them graphics fixed. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't proofread my work. But, Rock, man, we cleaned up. We good to go, big dog. So,
Fizz, I think a more interesting conversation than this game, honestly, is let's just take a bigger picture of these Patriots and just what they have accomplished, going to 12 Super Bowls now. What do you think? When it comes to dynasties, I mean, I think the Chiefs are still in play. They've only missed the playoffs, one time now since 2014. I think they're still in play. Do you think the Patriots versus the Chiefs? Do you think that's the real competition right now, or do you think the Chiefs are done? Do you think the Patriots are going to be able to go back with this team? I want to have more of that bigger conversation right now.
I'm gonna be honest, bro, and I'm not taking anything from the Patriots because I think now they are war tested. I still don't think they're the best team in the AFC though, bro. I think yes, a little bit of the schedule helped, but I think they just caught the stride at the right time. If you look at those teams, right, they're just the three lowest scoring teams. All of those teams caught a stride at the right time. That Giants team, I believe they were a wild card team coming into the playoffs. They beat the best teams going forward. Like they caught their stride. So I will just say, if we had to restart the 2026 season today, I'm still not ranking the Patriots at the top 14. Got to be honest with
you.
Wow. Now, I like him though. I like him, and shout out my boy 6 Rings. You know he's representing.
All right. Who are you going to rank ahead of them in the AFC? Who are you going to rank ahead of them?
Okay, we had to start right now.
Yes.
Well, see, now the Pat Mahomes thing with the health, we got to see that, right? So I can't say that because he's not healthy. Buffalo doesn't have a coach.
He's going to start at the beginning of the season. With his injury, he shouldn't miss any games next year.
Well, Buffalo don't have a quarterback, I mean, a coach, right? So that's an issue right there.
Okay.
Baltimore doesn't have a situation with an offensive coordinator. We don't know what the offense is going to look like right now. Damn, I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass right now. Now I'm saying,
yeah, because when you were going through that and you said you want to put them in the top 4, I'm like, who are you going to put ahead of the Patriots?
Okay, all right. You know what? All right, I'm gonna just look at the standings. That way, I'm not conference. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I will say this strategically. I will put the Denver Broncos over them, man. I think if they had Bo Nix, they might have won this game. I will put the Denver Broncos over the Patriots coming into the season.
Okay.
Because I believe that defense is super elite.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, Rock. I hate to say this, but I might gotta put the Jaguars there too, man. The Jaguars had a hell of a season, bro. They got if they could.
You're gonna trust Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen over Mike Rabel and Drake May.
All right, all right. Let me get my foot out my mouth, Rock. All right, I can't say 14. I take that back. You called me out and you got me. All right, I'm gonna give it to you like this. The Chiefs, the Broncos. Okay. I will put them at 3. I'll put them at 3.
Okay.
You got me.
All right.
You got me. This is what we call talking out loud and don't know what the hell you talking about. Because Rock called me out and I damn sure didn't know what I was talking about. So I appreciate you calling me out because I was dead wrong. The Patriots are definitely top 3. My bad.
I think that there is a whole new era in the AFC side. I think that a lot of teams like the Bills, maybe even the Chiefs, and the Ravens, they missed out on a huge, very vital window that they had for a Super Bowl run. They beat the shit out of each other. And now it's the new kids in the block. They're going to be taking their teams to the Super Bowls. We got the Bo Nix. We got the Drake May. I still very much believe that Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson are head and shoulders the best QBs in the AFC, maybe even the NFL, Fizz. But their teams and their coaches, I don't think, are necessarily up to snuff with some of these new teams, with these new QBs. That's the thing. And also, too, their defenses are the ones that got them to this point. This Patriots defense, the Broncos defense, I wish I could say the same thing about the Texans, but their QB situation is not looked good the last few years, Fizz. So unfortunately, I can't put CJ Stroud in that same category. But everyone wants to complain about the lack of competition that Drake May has had to get to this point. Guys, I don't think it's going to necessarily get a whole hell of a lot better next year. I don't. So I still want to put the Patriots in the top 2 for next year. So
shout out my boy Shimmy in the building, baby. You're right, Rock. I'm gonna put them top 3, man. I gotta give the Mahomes effect the respect. And like I said, I think the Denver Broncos, though, especially knowing that they lost Bo Nix, bro, the way they did, I think they're gonna come back with vengeance. I think they're gonna come back with vengeance next year, bro. I think they're gonna come back ready to smack everybody in the head. If they can count on the cap room and who they need to sign and who they're gonna lose, I just know I trust Sean Payton to, maybe add on to what they missed out. Because if they add a receiver to this room, which they need, your guy Marvin Mims. I'm gonna call him your guy, but Marvin Mims and Franklin, they actually did okay this year, Rock. We got to give them their flowers. They did a lot better than
Mims did a lot better in the playoffs. He didn't do anything during the regular season.
Well, they ain't need him to though. But I'm just saying, if they add on a guy that's maybe a free agent or something, Alec Pierce is out there. You never know. They add on something like that, man. I'm gonna say that. So. Let me see what my boy says. Let's show him a little bit of love, man. He said this team nowhere close to being peak. Now the top free agency spot. So much cap space and regime that knows what. Yeah, you're right, bro. Again, they did it this year. They bought a whole new defense. This is the opposite side of buying players and it working out. The Patriots way is how it works. And we're going to talk about that in a minute when we pick our teams and all that, which my boy Rock conceded. He texted me, congrats on winning, man. You are the champ. And I know you ain't got to let me know, but I appreciate it though. But let's go to the NFC side, baby, because that's where the lights are shining the brightest. NFC side, Rock, I fixed the graphics, baby. We good to go. You don't see the Broncos game when they're
that's great.
Got it together. NFC though. LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks. Rock, man, I'll let you go ahead and start the last one. Let me start this one, man, before you get all my damn stats out the way and make me look bad, all right? I will just say, though, looking at this game, it was everything we wanted it to be, except for I wanted the Rams to win. But outside of that, though, bro, maybe it's just the lack of respect we put on Sam Darnold. I think everybody wanted to see the Rams win because we just know the firepower of what they have. We know the coaching of what they have. We know these guys, man, just bring it, But I think we forget that Seattle Seahawks do too. We just aren't used to seeing it. We just got to put a little bit more respect on them. But I will just say to highlight some of the things I found. Devonta Adams, he's 0-5 now in championship games, Rock. He was looking real sad, man. He was in the locker room looking like it's over. I don't think he's going to leave, but he looked like, man, this window, it ain't even a breeze coming through this window, man. This thing is shutting and it's closing up on me quick. You know what I'm saying? So we all rock with D. Adams, man. I believe even if you don't care for the teams he's been on, you gotta rock with him. Like he's one of those receivers like the Fitzgeralds, like the Megatrons that everybody gotta love those guys, So he's 0-5 in championship games. Sam Darnold, Rock. Of course, you brought that up. 30 wins in 2 seasons. That's something that pretty much nobody has probably done except for maybe Brady. I didn't know the comparison. Puka Nacua. He joined COOKUP, Rock, 2,000-yard club. Cup had that in 2021, which he was the Triple Crown King. And I had one more, Rock, that I couldn't find. Oh, of course, I'm sure you're going to bring this up. Sam Darnold, the only quarterback in his class to win that championship or go to the championship with Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Rosen, those first round.
Did you hear him correct the reporter when the reporter brought that up? He's like, actually, I went to the Super Bowl in 2023 with the San Francisco 49ers.
But just think about that list, Rob, before you get your take on the game. Mm-hmm. Baker Mayfield, who was the 101, went to the Cleveland Browns. We saw how that played out. And they were even teammates in Carolina, unfortunately, right? Josh Allen, who we expect to come in as the number 1 quarterback next year, probably top 2 every single year. Yeah. Lamar Jackson, who we all know, me and you don't have to say much about him. And then Josh Rosen, who they replaced in 2 years with Kyler Murray. Just imagine Sam Darnold being the one that we bet on to say, yeah, Sam Darnold going to reach the Super Bowl for all these dudes. I believe your fan base, anybody that follows you that has a subscribe button, they would have unsubscribed as soon as you said that garbage, right? They would have cut it off. Man, I'm out of here. This dude is a joke. Hey, man, my boy Sam Darnold said, hold up now. I got this. You feel me? He made it through the mud, man. He got it through this class. 2018. That was a long time ago, Rob.
Not just the mud, Fizz. I mean, he went to the Jets. I mean, that's hell. That's hell on earth. The only other QB that went through a terrible situation that's of that same caliber is Baker Mayfield playing for the Browns. If you play for the Browns or you play for the Jets, there's a very good chance that your career is going to be over after that. There is. We just don't see that ever happen. So the fact that you're going to a Super Bowl after playing for that franchise and seeing ghosts, Fizz, you're seeing these aberrations and these specters, these things that aren't real. That's how scared you are in New York. That's how bad it is there when you start seeing ghosts. I don't think it had anything to do with the defense he was playing. I think that franchise is possessed. That's what it is, Fizz.
Especially for the quarterback position. That's for sure.
Exactly. So, no, that's why I love football, Fizz. That's why I love it, because no one can predict at the beginning of a season or the beginning of someone's career how it's going to play out. You have to play the game, and that's why I love it so much. So yeah, huge kudos to Sam Darnold being able to survive to get to this point.
But kudos to the NFL for not giving up on them too, Rob, because I think that's what has something to do with it as well. A lot of these coaches and teams just give up on players, man. They just throw them in the trash, recycling bin. Hey, man, you had your chance. It is what it is. Let's move on with another unexperienced guy and try to replace. Sometimes, man, you can't. I get it though. It's $1 billion business, baby. You can't get to work on time and make it happen right on time. We gotta move on. I get it, but man, opportunity comes at strange times, baby. And 8 years later, Sam Darnold got his. Shout out my boy Shuddles too, man. My man texts me Sunday, Friday, Saturday. Man, where the content at, man? You need to get on. My boy been itching for me to go live, big dog.
We're on every Tuesday.
I appreciate the consistency. My man even made up a show, Rock. He talking about, man, don't you got a show on Monday and Thursday? And no, I don't, right? But my man is on it. So shout out my dog for wanting me to get on this damn stream and hook him up, man. So I appreciate you, man. Want to check your boy out on the content, big dog. But Rock, let me know what you thought about this game, though, outside of the Sam Darnold storyline. And, you know, what we got going on over here.
Here's some of these crazy stats that I saw. JSN, he had 10 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown. That's the most receiving yards by any player in a conference championship since 2016. Fizz, do you know who that player was in 2016 that had over 100 yards?
I don't know that. 2016, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You trying to do the 2016 challenge or something? That's a good one, brother. Give me four. Damn, you don't know the 4 teams that was in the playoffs?
I do. It was the Packers, it was the Falcons, it was the Patriots, it was the Steelers.
You said the who the other team, the Steelers? Sheesh. I'm gonna say AB then.
No, it was Julio Jones. Julio Jones had 180 yards and 2 touchdowns in that conference championship.
With the
Falcons?
Oh, I didn't hear you, bro. Your mic kept going out when you said the last team. I just kind of when I said who you say, you didn't hear Falcons.
Yeah, how about now? Does my mic sound a lot better now?
I heard all the other teams, but that last one, it was just like I was like, oh, all right. But either way, that was a good call though. Good call. Yeah, nah.
He had 115 yards in the first half. That's the most in the first half by a receiver.
Yeah,
a conference championship game. He had 115 yards and a touchdown. Joe Schneider became the first GM to win 2 championships with the same team, but a completely new roster and head coach. Not a single player has returned since the last time they were in the Super Bowl. The Seahawks set a new record for the most wins in a single season against teams that won 12 or more games, Fizz.
Jeez.
They beat 6 teams that had 12 wins, and if they beat the Patriots, that's 7 wins against 12-win teams. So they've had
look at their division, bro. Their whole division got over 10 wins. So,
yeah. Sam Darnold threw 3 touchdowns while under pressure versus the Rams. That's the most in a career game for him. That was the thing that everyone was talking about. You know, once you pressure Sam Darnold, he just turns into a pumpkin. He didn't in this game. Sam Darnold has the chance to make NFL history as the 3rd ever QB with 0 turnovers en route to a Super Bowl win. Fizz, name those 2 other QBs that have not thrown any interceptions or turnovers en route to Super Bowl.
Come on, Rock. When you gonna ask me that, man? I'm gonna say Tom Brady. He the cleanest guy. He got to be one.
Nope, he's not.
Oh my God. Give me an era, then, man. Give me an era, man. Give me a.
It's the last 10 years.
Oh, last 10 years. All right.
No, I'm sorry. The last 15.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Bro, Aaron Rodgers went almost a whole season without turning the ball over. You mean tell me he ain't won?
He didn't win a Super Bowl with 0 turnovers in the playoffs. Fizz, it's Drew Brees and it's Joe Elite Flacco. Joe Flacco.
Man, I knew you was going to hit me with some Joe Blow, man. All right. I'll give it to Flacco because that year he won. You know what, though, Rod? Not to go off course. I totally forgot about Flacco as going to the Super Bowl. No offense to him though. I just forgot
He
about
had the
it.
greatest Super Bowl run ever. Remember, they gave him the first $100 million contract because of that Super Bowl run.
It was. I just forgot about that moment, but I get that. All right.
The Rams are the only team in NFL history to lose a playoff game with 8+ yards per play and 0 turnovers on offense.
Rams are the Rams, baby. The Rams are the Rams.
But yeah, let's talk about this game. What do you think about it overall, Fizz? I mean, I thought it was pretty amazing.
I mean,
Puka Nacua had the game that you didn't think he would. He had 165 yards and a touchdown.
He did. And I ain't gonna go. I'm gonna go far into the game, but I actually got a game I want to play.
Okay.
About the playoff run. But Matt Stafford, bro, again, 375 yards, 74 yards. What he had the first game? 400 plus yards. Puka had 165. He had 200 plus the first game. So they did everything that you said they had to do to win the game. I said that it didn't matter what they did on offense because they just needed to find a way to win. Because I think having all these stats, that was the reason why I down tiered this stat line, Rock, because I think even though they had this stat line and they lost, that's what I didn't want to kind of key on. I wanted to key on they can have 350 yards passing or 500 yards passing. I don't care what they do on the stat line. They just need to find a way to win the game. So if it don't equal up to 350 yards and 200 yards receiving, they need to find a way. And their way was to do the same thing they did the last time, which was kind of air raid the ball. And that's their style of play. So I'm not taking nothing from them, but they didn't win the game. And, somebody had to win. Unfortunately, it wasn't them. But overall, though, for the Rams, bro, again, as long as Matt Stafford is healthy, he's locked in. I think his wife just posted a video of him after the Super Bowl. He got into one of his sleeping bag chamber things, to get his body right, Rock. So it looked like he might be in that hyperbaric chamber again, man. He might be getting himself together.
He'd be like Dracula. He's going to be in that coffin until next year.
Hey, Rock, I don't know if you saw the video. It must be an LA thing, man. LeBron said, I think they asked him, what are you going to do? I think during the off season or, it was something. He said, I'm going straight to my hyperbaric chamber. So I was like, it must be an LA thing, man. They must be selling these things like hotcakes in LA to keep the old guys. This must be
extra long to fit his tall ass body. His is like 12 feet long.
I'm just saying, man, it must be something where the old guys use to stay young, man. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, though, the Rams didn't do anything that I didn't expect them to do, Rock. And that's, I think, I'm not going to say that's why they lost. But I think this is what we expect from them. 375 and 150 from Puka. I expect that. I just need to see something different in order for them to win the game. And they gave us what we thought they would give us. The problem is they just kind of, couldn't get it done in the red zone. I remember they had a couple of red zone opportunities that they had to kick a field goal. They missed one field goal. Little minimal mistakes, man, is why they lost this game. But overall, man, the Rams are, if not one of the best teams in the NFC, period. And I just hope they come into 2026 looking like that. But for this game in particular, Seattle Seahawks got their number and they punched it in, man. That's pretty much what I look at it as.
I think there are two critical plays. The reason why they ended up losing this really razor-thin game, Fizz. The first and probably the biggest reason why they lost this game was that one play in special teams where their returner muffed it.
How did I forget that? Yeah. Bro, the man caught it. He tried to,
Well, he was falling backwards. He lost his footing. Who knows what happened? It was a freak play, but yeah, he muffed it.
He did.
And then the Seahawks score right on that play. Also, too, that fourth down at the very end of the game, Sean McVay ran down the sideline, and you couldn't tell whether or not he wanted to call a timeout. He ended up riding with it, and that ended up being the game. And you just saw on his face just complete dismay.
Someone went through the ball in the end zone
on fourth down.
Yeah,
and they didn't end up converting. It was the very end of the game. That's what ended up deciding it.
Yeah,
so, it didn't look like you had from what I saw on the play between Puka Nacua, between Devontae Adams, between Kyron Williams, didn't look like any of the routes they were running were going to be like the game winner or anything like that. Bad call, Rock.
Even the pass, he threw it to the defender. I don't know if that was Cody Parkinson, that was the receiver.
No, it was Ferguson, their rookie, and the defender he ran the route better than Ferguson.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If I was Stafford, it's easy for me to play sideline coach quarterback, but I think Staff had a better chance running the ball himself than to throw that ball, man.
I thought about that too. There was a defense. Stafford can't run really fast.
I know.
He did have that huge critical fourth down.
It was just a bad play, bro.
Where he was able to pick it up, but no, he wasn't going to get past.
He should have did like Caleb. He should have ran backwards 30 yards and just threw the ball in the air in the corners. Maybe somebody would have caught the damn ball. I don't think
anyone could do that except Caleb.
Maybe I should have did, but to see them lose like that, though, that was heartbreaking. And I will say this, shout out to Rock. I texted him right before half. I said, game over with. Rams about to win. They got the momentum. And literally 2 minutes later, JSN scored a touchdown. And he's like, man, you are the worst jinx of all time, bro.
You are the biggest jinx of all time. When it comes to your halftime
I always
calls,
trash at halftime, Rock, right? That's my thing.
You always do. And it never works in your favor. You're the biggest freaking jinx. Like Pokemon, that jinx.
I definitely text you and say, bro, Rams just took the momentum. Game is over. And literally 40 seconds left, JSN went down and scored. I said, oh, damn, man, I talked too early, man.
How about when Reek Woolen, I don't know why he changed his name. I guess he didn't want to have the same name as me anymore. He went from Tariq Woolen to Reek Woolen. When he was talking shit, and then they called that unsportsmanlike conduct. So you went from being on 4th and 13 to now first down, and then scoring the very next play. That had to be the funniest, most karmic play I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was on him. It was on him against Puka Nacua.
And Rod, that's why I text you that, because I said, bro, that's what Seattle didn't need. The discipline went out the window with that. But Sam Darnold punched in that ticket and said, all right, man, I'm gonna make y'all, the defense been taking up for me all year. I'm gonna get y'all back. I know we just had a bad play. I'm gonna come right back and score right before the half and change the whole momentum. And that's what they did, man. So kudos to them. Go ahead.
I got a few more things about this game. I wanna talk about it for everything we can. What do you think about what's going to happen with Stafford next year?
Well, he said he's coming back. He already said it.
He already said it?
He said it out loud.
Okay.
That's why I said with the McVay thing. I know McVay, something about him where, he got an announcement or something like that. But from what I heard, Stafford said he coming back. So
the other thing that I also thought was very interesting about this was the fact that Sean McVay, he said during his presser, also between Sean McVay and Devontae Adams, when they asked him those questions, there was like the longest silence. Like they were all devastated.
Yeah.
They could not believe that this was even possible. They all very firmly believed that they were going to be going to the Super Bowl. Do you think that that's part of the reason why they lost this game? Is that they didn't think there was any possibility of them being able to lose it. So maybe, just maybe, it has less to do with confidence going into the game. You can have all the confidence in the world, because you should in order to win a game. But to not think that there's any possibility of losing it, maybe you had some glaring weak spots, going into this game that you did not account for or you didn't think of. You think that maybe that attributed to them losing this game?
Rock, the Rams did exactly what the fans did. We thought they were going to win this game. We thought coming in, I'm not saying that looking at Seattle, we didn't put any respect on them, but if you looked at the Rams, you don't expect them to lose to Seattle in this game. Yes, they lost a couple weeks prior, and it was a overtime shootout type of game. But if you're an average fan looking at this game, Rams going to win this. I guarantee you the odds going in were the Rams to win this game. Even though they were the lowest seed, even though Seattle had already previously beat them, I'm not saying they didn't put respect on Seattle, but Sean McVay, knowing who he is, knowing I got that one play. And remember, I said this last week, Sean McVay is the coach I trust that had that one play in his back pocket. You know what that one play was? Matt Stafford throwing it to Ferguson in the middle of the end zone, a terrible looking pass. That's why he wanted to call a timeout, because I think he had too many plays in his back pocket. He didn't know which one to pull. So I think the Rams, unfortunately, went into this thinking, one more game, but we got this game. And Seattle just being cool, calm, and collective, saying, hey, nobody expect us here anyway. Nobody want us here. That's why we're going to win this game. Sam Darnold, bro, when you riding behind Sam Darnold and he getting, the accolades he's getting, you got to ride with them. It's Joe Flacco, right? Same way. When they bet $1 million, Flacco, you win this, you get your money. That team said, hey, we going to do this for Flacco. I think that's what the Seattle Seahawks team is doing right now. We're going to do this for Sam, for all the trolling, all the media, all the people that said he was done, he was seeing ghosts. Now he gonna see a ghost reflection on that Super Bowl ring that he gonna be holding up. I think that's what the team doing. They riding for their quarterback, bro. I think that's what they really doing. So I think it was inevitable for Seattle to win this game, no matter what the Rams want to do.
Yeah, and the only reason why I bring it up is because I believe that you can't just only think about the things that go right. You got to also think about the things that can possibly go wrong. And I think they just met their match. I mean, this was the worst team that they could have faced with the best defense. Like you said, the most disciplined team in the NFL versus the other most disciplined team in the NFL and the best offense. So where do you put JSN now? After this epic run, where do you put him as far as just the elites of wide receivers? Or do you put him in the elites yet? Or do you still need to see more?
Well, are we talking fantasy or are we talking football? Because, that's two different lists.
We can talk about either one.
Well, I like to talk football. We talking football. Because see, in fantasy, I do believe a lot of different things have to happen, right? You got to have the right. Sometimes having no defense is better for the fantasy receiver. So that's what I'm saying. Let's talk football.
Okay.
Football goes right now. We talking, just put him up against the best. I still believe Puka Nacua is the best receiver in this game. I believe he's the jack of all trades. He can do anything you need him to do. His stat line might not always show because of injury in the middle of the game. He had to go to the locker room and come back. But I believe if we're talking receiver for receiver, Puka Nacua is there. Right behind him, though, I got to put Jamar Chase there, man. Jamar Chase is just one of them ones, man. So Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase. And after this setback, because Justin Jefferson would be the number 3 or number 2, clearly the problem is the quarterback room. What's going to happen? What do we do? It got to be, to me, man, Rock. I'm going to put CD there because I believe with Dak Prescott, he's going to throw at least 4,000 plus yards. And CD had an injury-riddled season. But that offense, I know, can put up 40 points a game. Stat line-wise, I believe CD in the right spot. And he had a better rapport with his coach, his quarterback. I'm putting CD and JSN and then Jefferson beside each other.
Okay.
I can't put JSN over Jefferson. I can't put him over those other 3 guys, but I can put him beside Jefferson. So I got a top 4 plus 1, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's a top 5, but they're just 4. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going through the best of the best right now for this huge project I'm working on. Devontae Adams is arguably the best wide receiver we have seen over the last 25 years, Fizz. Out of 11 healthy seasons, he's been top 12 8 of them. The Julio Jones, he was in the top 12 7 out of 7 seasons. So he had a perfect record when it came to being one of the best elite. Brandon Marshall, if you remember him, 7 out of 11 seasons. Larry Fitzgerald did it 9 out of 17 seasons. So not the same amount as far as just percentage goes.
Larry Fitzgerald had 9. He had 17 different quarterbacks.
Yeah, he did.
The fact that he's even on this list is crazy. But
Jamar Chase, here's the crazy one about him. He did it 5 times in 4 healthy seasons. There was one season he missed over a month of football, and he was still in the top 12 Fizz.
Yeah.
There's no other wide receiver that's anything like that as far as that's accomplished. Puka Nacua has done it 2 out of 2 healthy seasons, and Jackson Smith and Jigba has done it 2 out of 3 healthy seasons. I have to give JSN a slight nod over CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb, he's done it 3 out of 6 healthy seasons. So he's half the seasons that he's been healthy, Fizz, he's been top 12, but the other half he hasn't been. So I think JSN has done more in a shorter amount of time than CeeDee Lamb has done. I mean, it took until his 3rd year before he even had a breakout. So I have to give him the slight nod. So for me personally, it's going to be Puka Nacua, it's going to be Jamar Chase, and it's going to be JSN. Justin Jefferson, he's done it 4 out of 5 years. This is the first year he's not been in the top 12, and it's been a healthy season for him.
And it wasn't his fault.
And it wasn't his fault. That's how bad the QB play has been. But a lot of these other guys have played with other terrible QBs and gotten it done too. So, yeah.
I mean, I believe we're on the same path. I'm just glad CD is dropping them people because I remember 2 years ago he dropped. Nobody wanted him. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, but he dropped. Then he breaks for 1,700 yards. Now I can't get him in no drafts no more. Now he's back to where I need him to be. So I'm glad everybody dropping him in their rankings, baby. All right.
What do you think of the MVP odds? Stafford is now at minus 450. May is at plus 350. And why the hell is Trevor Lawrence third at plus 30,000? Wouldn't you think that CMC or Puka Nacua should be way over Trevor Lawrence?
This is why quarterbacks need their own category, bro. It's not fair. It's crazy. I still think it's Matt Stafford's trophy. I know Drake May is going to the Super Bowl, and sometimes that's how we think that they play this game, but Stafford earned his right, man. Every single week he showed up. And actually, I got a fun game after we talk about this coaching thing to kind of show you how far Matt Stafford is ahead of these other guys. But Stafford is definitely deserving of that trophy, if you ask me, man. No question about it.
I don't have a horse in the race between Stafford and May, personally. I think either of them, you can make a good, I don't think Drake May had the same consistent highs that Stafford did, but Stafford had a couple of games that were pretty bad where he threw multiple picks, like 2 or 3 picks. Like the one game that he had where he threw 3 freaking picks, I thought his MVP chances were over, but apparently he's back at being the favorite. So if it was me personally, I'd probably honestly give it to May.
Well, I'm gonna ask you this. This is how I think we can close out with this MVP conversation. If Matthew Stafford gets hurt for the rest of the season and Drake May gets hurt the rest of the season, who you think gonna have the most wins? What team? Patriots or the Rams?
Oh, the team?
I'm saying, who is the MVP of their team? That's what I'm trying to ask you. If Matthew Stafford got hurt, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, what does his offense look like? And if Drake May gets hurt, what does the offense look like?
I don't know how many wins either team gets, to be honest.
I believe the Patriots will have more wins without Drake May than the
They need their backup quarterback because the Rams have Jimmy Garoppolo.
Who?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Neutron?
If you remember, Jimmy Garoppolo took his team to the Super Bowl. He was the most highly sought after QB backup when he was with the Patriots.
Adams said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen the wide receiver show on Netflix.
Okay. I just want to remind you who Jimmy Garoppolo is. But I'm just saying this to say Matthew Stafford means more to his team than Drake May. Drake May's team is scoring 10 points. Drake May's team is scoring 10 points.
I don't agree with that. The Rams are a much better team. They have freaking Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Kyron Williams.
You're
going to win team.
Matt Stafford is doing it, bro. Bro, look at the Patriots. Look at the offense right now, right? I'm not saying that the Patriots are bad. But they have Ramondre Stevenson.
If you don't have Drake May running 60 to 80 yards every game, who is their backup QB going to throw to? Hunter Henry and Stephon Diggs? Yeah, you ain't going to win that many games.
Who is Drake May throwing it to? He ain't throwing it to either one of them now.
Exactly. And what I'm saying is you need Drake May. So you're actually making my point. Drake May means more to their team than Matthew Stafford does.
If Drake May ain't throwing it to Diggs and Hunter Henry now, any quarterback can go in there and not throw it to him is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that Drake May isn't valuable. I'm just saying the engine and the oil is running in this team because Matt Stafford is calling.
You're bringing up how stupid the name of this award is, the most valuable player.
100%.
Because if you try to go through this mental exercise, it doesn't really work all that well.
I'm with you. So who you got then? Who you taking Drake May for the award?
Yeah, if I had a vote, I'd give it to Drake May.
Okay. Well, I'm going Stafford. Let Drake May get that Super Bowl MVP. Get up out of here, man. But we giving the regular MVP to Stafford, baby. All right, my boy deserve it. Hyperbaric Chamber, he gonna be in there.
He does deserve it. Both of them deserve it. I want to be mad.
Oh, we can do a co. We can do a co MVP. I don't mind that. But Stafford gets it.
That would be awesome. They've only done that like twice before, so they should do a co.
All right, let's hook it up, man. So outside of that though, Rock, it was a good game overall. I'll get your Super Bowl predictions at the end. Let's do it now. Just do it now. Now that we here, Super Bowl prediction. Who you got? Seahawks versus the Patriots. Who you taking, brother?
Can we do the thing where it's how do they each win?
We got 2 weeks now, so we can change our mind next week if we want. I don't know, but let's just say for now, if the game started tomorrow, who you taking?
Since we're going to talk about it next week, shouldn't we just wait till next week?
All right.
What the hell are we going to talk about next week? Just the Pro Bowl?
All right. Well, shout out. Speaking of Pro Bowl, my boy Shador Sanders made it. How? I don't know. But my boy Shador is in the building, baby. All right. Time's up, big dog. I ain't gonna lie. If I find me a Pro Bowl Shador jersey, I'm buying it. All right. I can't find it, but if they got it, let me know. Somebody send me the link. I'm hooking it up. But I don't think we need to talk about the Pro Bowl. That is garbage. You know what I'm saying? But Rock, I will just say this though. I want to talk about a little bit. It wasn't the smoothest transition, I will just say, but I want to talk about a couple of these coaching vacancies, because a lot of these teams, like the Eagles, from what I'm hearing, man, Nick Sirianni is one of those dudes that nobody wants to work under. And whenever you have Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, still have your first rounder, and nobody want to coach that team on offense. My thing will be this though, right? I don't understand why nobody wants to go, right? Because I'm hearing Brian Dable said, nah, he good. A lot of these guys turn the job down. Me personally, I would look at it as, forget Sirianni. I'm going to take the job knowing that they're going to get rid of him and I might get the head coaching job. So I would rather be in that door and put my name in the realms of the GM and, get the owners kind of on my side, not undercutting the head coach, but kind of going in there, getting introduced to these guys, because maybe Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and these guys respect me more than they respect their head coach. And then they say, look, Sirianni, we've been waiting to get rid of you. We just ain't had a guy that we felt replaced you in the right way. The offensive coordinator who was here, we want him more. Get up out of here. That's why I would have took the job. So I don't know why people are changing on it or why they don't want it, but I'm taking that job knowing that I'm going to go in there being the best version of me, and maybe I become the head coach that this team needs.
I don't know what is going on when it comes to their OC search. I don't know what's holding it up. Maybe they wanted to wait to see between the Broncos and the Rams, with both those teams losing, now their coaches are up for being able to be interviewed. So maybe that took a huge turn. I mean, was a big factor in it. I don't know what's going on when it comes to their coaching search, but I think a lot of it does probably have to do with Sirianni, people wanting to work with him. But I think you bring up a great point. Like, why wouldn't you just grit your teeth for a year if Sirianni has another, blow up? Then you could be first in line when it comes to it. So.
I mean, I'm hearing, of course, this is all media talk. We never know what's true. But I'm hearing he's saying in the meetings that he still wants to have control of the offense. And I know a lot of egos coming to this stuff, Rock. I get it. But that's cool. I would rather have you play your ego out of the building while I sit right here and do what I do, best of my abilities. Because when we have another bad season, let's just say, everybody gonna look at you because you said you caught in the plays. This offense don't look good because you said it. Everybody gonna look at me and say, hey, man, this dude was successful in these other places. The reason why he wasn't successful here is because this guy overstood it. So me personally, if I'm a head OC, I'm going there already expecting who wants to what jobs is available right now, Rob? Who wants the damn Arizona Cardinals job? Who wants that garbage, right? Who else?
Cardinals, it's the Browns, it's the Raiders.
Who wants these jobs? If I really want to coach, I'm going straight to the Philadelphia Eagles and I'm saying, hey, this is the first team I'm checking out, and it's the last team I hope to check out. Y'all let me know. I don't know how the process works, but I'm giving Philly every inkling of I don't want to leave this building. Yeah. I'm your guy. And then once Sirianni play his way out of here, hey, I'm already here, big dog. Hook me up, So I don't understand what's the back and forth with it, but kind of confusing that nobody wants a Super Bowl winning team. It's the offensive coordinator. It sounds crazy to me, Rock. Yeah. But speaking of those other teams, man, the Arizona Cardinals don't have a head coach. I'm hearing Raheem Morris is probably number one in that seat right now. I don't know how you look at the Atlanta Falcons and saw what they did for 2 years and say, if we hire Raheem Morris, we're going to get anything more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's the cause of that, but what's your thoughts on the other teams that's available, man? What are we looking at right now, Rock? With the Arizona, Baltimore Ravens don't have their OC. Buffalo don't have a head coach. What are you looking at, man, with this pool of coaches, bro?
Well, for most of them, I think it's for terrible franchises that doesn't really matter anyway. We don't expect much from the Raiders, from the Browns, or from the Cardinals. I think one of the most interesting things that we can talk about, I don't see Onion Yite in the chat, but I feel bad for Connor in the Buffalo Bills. Mr. Wonderful, I know he's a Buffalo Bills fan. He was sending me some trades earlier this morning. I wonder if he's in the chat right now. But I can't remember a team that has gone to the playoffs and has been as winning, as a winning franchise as they've been over the last 10 years with and then having a MVP caliber QB in Josh Allen, and they can't find a coach.
Bro, nobody. Now I can see if it was a quarterback with, and I'm not going to throw Lamar under the bus, but let's just say you a coach that look, Lamar's a little bit too raw of a talent. I don't know what to do with that, right? I can understand.
I don't know what to do with a 2-time MVP.
No, but I can get it though, because certain people have certain visions of how they want to run their offense. I get it. But Josh Allen isn't that. Josh Allen is proven that he can do a lot of things that I'm not going to say a lot that Lamar can't do, but I'm not trying to down to Lamar. But if we talking the pass game and kind of a little bit of, this style of play is different, even though it's similar. And I would give Josh Allen the edge of the style of play. I still think Lamar is on the same palette. Style of play.
Josh Allen's a winner.
Okay,
so that's the most important intangible he has. He's a winner.
100%. And when I'm looking at that, it's no way I don't want this opportunity. Like, I think Brian Dable don't want the Philly job because he want this job. I think he's probably hitting up Josh Allen like, hey, man, let him know I'm the guy. I've been there before. I believe that's his goal. And if that's his goal and he think he had a chance, forget Philly. Go get your spot. But outside of that, though, bro, Buffalo has put itself in a corner, man. When you get rid of a coach that was there, got you to these different championship-type games, you got rid of them. Now we don't know what we doing, right? When you make a move like that, getting rid of McDermott, you supposed to know what the backup plan is. You don't have no backup plan from the looks of it.
Do you know how bad it looks when you're interviewing Phillip Rivers 2 weeks after his season's over for your head coaching opportunity?
Hell nah, bro.
And you, as Phillip Rivers, withdraw your name because you don't want anything to do with this?
He did.
So, it's looked absolutely awful how they've handled this situation. I wonder if it's going to just play into the season because, a lot of times things get overblown. They end up finding their guy. They right the ship. You still have Josh Allen, and you're right back in the playoffs. I would not be surprised about that happening. But, yeah, we talked a lot last week about Brandon Beane not really doing that great of a job as a GM. And now he's not doing that great of a job as the head of football operations trying to find the new head coach. So I think it's just been a huge shit show. But, yeah, I don't really feel bad for the Bills. That's fine. I don't really care about them. So all I care about is my team and the Baltimore Ravens. And then now it's one less team I have to worry about trying to get past. So the real team that I'm really worried about for the Baltimore Ravens is what we talked about earlier. It's the Chiefs, it's the Broncos, it's the Patriots.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest, because I'm watching right now, Rock, and we don't have to go through the whole list. I'm gonna move on to my game after this, but I'm watching teams like the Commanders. Commanders are hiring names that nobody really knows a lot about, right? They didn't go out and they got rid of Cliff Kingsbury, they got rid of DC. The DC they just hired was a defensive backs coach from Rock, I just had it. Washington.
Well, can we talk about the two biggest hires? We need to talk about Jesse Mentor. We need to talk about Mike McCarthy.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Well, I didn't say it before I finished what I was saying. The Commanders hired Daronte Jones from the Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator to be their next defensive coordinator. I believe he was the D-backs coach over there, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just saying this is the name that wasn't floating out in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys, they went and got the defensive backs coach from the Philadelphia Eagles, who's under Vic Fangio. This Daronte Jones guy was under what's my guy down in Minnesota, right, the DC?
Flores?
Brian Flores. So I'm saying if you look at the Commanders and the Cowboys, they went and got defensive back coaches to lead their whole defense from teams of great defensive coordinators like Vic Fangio from the Eagles and Flores from the Vikings. So I'm just saying these are two names that weren't on nobody's radar. When the news broke, it was like, oh, what, people had to go do their research to find out who these guys were in their track record. Maybe going forward, these are what the other teams do. Maybe that's what the Ravens do. Because a lot of these big names already gone. Who's left? You might have to go get a quarterback's coach from a team or a running backs coach, some team or some name that people aren't, or searching on their timeline that they know 100% about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. There is a huge blind spot unless you're in the know, and that's your winning edge, is to actually know about these coaches, to have shook hands with them, to understand what their philosophy is, to talk to the players that they've coached. I mean, that's a huge aspect of the game that we don't really talk about. There are some podcasts out there, like the Bootleg podcast, when they do their summer series, they go through every single coach on every single team, and they have all their backstories, and they talk about the success and the failures that they've had, and that plays a huge part into a team's success. And they're usually a step ahead when it comes to these coaching carousels. That's EJ Snyder and that's Brett Coleman. So huge shout out to them. I love being able to listen to their show, and a lot of it has to do with the coaches, Fizz, because I don't know a lot about these, these assistant coaches or these DB coaches, wide receiver coaches, all that. So it's a huge aspect of the game we don't really talk about. So, but I do agree. I think a lot of these next coaches may be, I don't know if Brian Flores, like as much as we like him as the DC, I don't know if he wants to do the Raiders job or the Browns job, Fizz.
Well, the Vikings already, they just re-signed him, bro. He's there. He ain't going nowhere.
I don't know if Shula from the Rams wants to take one of these terrible poverty franchises.
Yeah.
Robert
Saleh got the best one, bro. If you're gonna go to a bad team, at least have $100 million to play with. You feel me? So he did the best,
and a QB in Cam Ward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he went to the best opportunity. He don't have to get another Zach Wilson and figure that out. He got his guy, and he has money to spend. And he's in a division where maybe he can keep up with them. Texans have made the playoffs every year. Jaguars seem to be elite, but in the AFC South, man, anything's possible. So, but shout out to them coaches, man. I want to get to this game, Rock. What's up? We got my boy Rob in the building, man. We see when the Patriots win, Rob all of a sudden shows up, man. So shout out to him, man. We appreciate you, big dog.
I like how you wanted to talk about all these shit teams. You didn't want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens or the Pittsburgh Steelers.
My bad. All right. Well, look, could you keep talking about? Go ahead, bring it up then. Talk about your Ravens, big dog. Because you just said to me, it seemed like we're gonna pick up some coaches that don't nobody know. I don't know what else to say.
Jesse Minter has done an elite job with that defense over the last 2 years.
Sure.
That's the exact type of coach that I wanted. I either wanted Robert Saleh or Jesse Minter. So I'm very happy that they got him because that's what we needed in our team. We needed a defensive-minded coach. We need to get back to the days of Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and being able to dominate teams with our defense. We have a lot of amazing talent on defense, Fizz. Yes, we still need an OC that can unlock Lamar Jackson in this run game. That was completely lost over this past year, Fizz. So, yeah, I'm hoping that we can figure it out on the offense, but the defense is going to be the identity of this team again. So I'm excited for it. And I have a lot of trust in Jesse Minter. And then when it comes to Mike McCarthy, all I keep seeing is this memes, Fizz. Just like you went from Mike Tomlin to Mike McCarthy. You picked the wrong Mike. It seems like right? A lot of people do like Mike McCarthy because he's just Pittsburgh through and through. But he just seems like one of those coaches that the game has just passed them by.
All the time, Rob. But I'm gonna say this though. In Pittsburgh, they've only had 3 coaches. So
since 1970, yeah.
In a team like Pittsburgh, I believe he does fit for what was available. I believe this is the right pick, Rob. I'm not gonna, and as much as I said that about the Cowboys, I believe that the Cowboys need intervention. They need to elevate. I think the Steelers are okay just having the same tone. And I'm not saying that he's Mike Tomlin, but I believe, because this is the biggest thing, right? He won't be there for 17, 19 years. We all know that, right? He's way too
not with this roster. He's got an old roster that's way overpaid and has no QB, Fizz.
Yeah. I think he was a good pick, Rock. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he was the right pick for this team. I think with this team, he was the right pick. If you ask me, I'm going to be honest with you.
He's going to have a short tenure. He's not going to have 19 years like the last 3 coaches.
He's there to bridge the gap. I don't think he's going to win nothing, though. That's a fact. But I would say this, though, as far as what the Ravens did, though, everything you said was right. But I think you guys know that you lost Mike over there in Seattle. And I think what you're trying to do is, you know what? we need to get our guy back. We need to get us a defense to lock down, shut down this AFC like we've known to be doing. And you have that. The offense will come. But I believe the defense is always the structure in Baltimore. I don't care what you say, what you try to do. And when you lost Mike McDonald and let him go, I think this is come on, let's get this back. Let's get this shit back on the right path. And this is what that hire was to me of let's get the number one defense in the AFC and then continue to win from there because that's how we win games.
I'm excited for Jesse Mentor in Baltimore. I'm also excited for Mike McDaniels in Los Angeles with the Chargers, Fizz. I'm really stoked for that as well.
Think about this. Even Mike McDaniel turned down the Buffalo gig. He said, no, I'm good, man. I'm going to go ahead and stay over here in LA.
He interviewed for it after already getting the job in LA. So I thought that we were going to pull a Liam Cohen from Tampa Bay to Jacksonville. I thought that was actually going to happen. And then Mike McDaniel was like, actually, no, I'm not.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But I mean, hey, bro, like I said, man, it's looking real bad out here. Shout out my boy Ridge, man. He said, hey, he went on Tomlin back already. I feel you, man. You traded Mike for Mike, baby. Mike and Ike, go get you a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Ridge, hook you up with a Mike and Ike box, big dog.
Biz, before we go into this game, I did pull up our playoff and Super Bowl predictions from at the beginning. Want to hear how good we did?
Well, I can tell you how good I did, and I can tell you how good I didn't do because I definitely remember a lot of it. But the one thing I will tell I got wrong was the Cowboys in Minnesota. I can't tell you nothing else, though. But go ahead.
Okay.
Look it up.
So my playoff Super Bowl predictions, I had Baltimore, the Bills, the Chargers, the Texans, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
So I only got 4 of those right. Did not get Baltimore, did not get the Chiefs, did not get the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
You had Baltimore, Buffalo, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Patriots, Fizz. And those Patriots is what gave you the edge over me. You went 5 out of 7 for the AFC side. So, congrats on that. NFC side, I went with the Eagles, the Rams, the Bucks, the Lions, the Commanders, the Vikings, the Packers. Not a lot of those teams made the playoffs, Fizz. Actually, only 3 of them did. That was the Eagles, that was the Rams, and that was the Packers.
Damn.
You went with the Cowboys, the Rams, the Falcons, the Vikings, the Bears, the Eagles, and the Lions. You also only got 3 right, Fizz. You got the Bears, you got the Eagles, and you got the Rams. That was it. So we both went 3 for 7. And then when it came to the AFC and NFC Conference Championship, I had Baltimore versus Buffalo. You had Baltimore versus the Chiefs. You had the Lions versus the Eagles. You had the Vikings versus the Cowboys. Obviously, we didn't get any of that right.
Don't remind me of it. We have nothing right going forward. That I know.
Yeah. So it was pretty close. You want the one edge that you had was the Patriots. You won 5 out of 7 on the AFC side.
I'm going to be honest, right? I got a little NFC bias sometimes. So that's why I'm going to always probably get NFC wrong because I'm bet with my heart on the NFC. But the AFC, I will always bet myself to get the AFC right more than the NFC, to be honest with you.
The NFC was just a completely different animal this year.
It was. Well, AFC too, with no Chiefs and Ravens, man. That's totally different makeup. So,
yeah,
But
you got more. You got almost double right on the AFC.
Yeah,
the NFC was crazy.
Yeah, I don't have no bias on them. So
that was it. I just wanted to bring that up in full transparency, just to show how difficult it is to try to predict these things.
Well, speaking of unpredictable things, moving on from that, bro, we can close out with this, right? I figure I'd do this because I was like, let me see if Rock can figure out. He's a stat guy. He knows what's going on.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We're going to talk about 2025 playoffs, man. We're going to end with this, my brother. Yeah. Leading receiving yards. This first category. I'm going 3 categories. Leading receiving yards for the 2025 playoffs. Give me your top 5 players, bro. Top 5 players leading receiving yards. And you know what? Give me 1 second.
5? Are you gonna play some music?
No. I only want to do all that.
I thought you were gonna play that one little song.
I would, but nah. I'm gonna keep it cool because what I want to do. Let's see. Because when you say certain names, I want to tell you what they were too. I really, literally only have the top 5. So hold on. I got it right here. Don't worry about it.
And if anyone in the chat wants to participate, it'll be me in the chat versus Fizz. How about that?
Well, the chat gonna be cheating. That don't count.
All right, guys, no cheating. Just don't cheat.
All right, hold on. Leading. Oh yeah, so give me your receivers. I can tell you right now.
Okay, JSN.
JSN. Sure.
Yes.
Okay, he's number 4.
Jeez, he's number 4.
Yes, sir.
Puka Nacua.
He's number 1, and I'm gonna tell you this: he's number 1 by 100 and
yeah,
he's number 1 by over 100 yards. Let's just put it that way.
Not surprised by that whatsoever. Marvin Mims.
No, he's not in the top 5, my brother.
Let me down again. That's all Marvin Mims does is just let me down.
I'm trying to get the full list so I can tell you exactly what he's got. Now you got to also put in perspective with these players, how many games they played, all that good stuff. So, but no, Marvin Mims isn't in the top 5. No.
Okay. Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is on that list, brother. He's number 3. So Stafford, this is a kind of cheat. Stafford has Puka and Devontae Adams in the top 5.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Okay.
So right now you got Puka 1, Devontae Adams 3, JSN 4. I'm gonna tell you right now, number 2 is a tight end. I'll give you a hint.
Okay. Oh man. Kobe Parkinson.
Coastin Loveland, big dog. Coastin Loveland is out here cooking, baby.
Oh my God.
Coastin Loveland is number 2. He had more receiving yards than Devontae Adams and JSN. So
is DJ Moore 5?
No. You want to know number 5? Or you want to close it out? Number 5 is Christian Kirk.
I would have never guessed that. No, wait, you mean Charlie Kirk, right?
No. Hell no. We don't want no smoke over here, baby. All right. But yeah, number 1, Puka Nacua with 332. Number 2, Coastin Loveland at 193. Number 3, Devontae Adams at 185. JSN 172 and Christian Kirk at 164. So that 2 through 5 was literally maybe 20 yards difference. Puka Nacua out yard them by 100 plus. So the number 1 receiver is the number 1 receiver, baby. But get to the running backs, big dog. Running backs 1 through 5, and I'll give you a hint. One of them is a quarterback.
Oh my God. Oh, so this rushing yards. Okay.
Yeah, rushing. Yep, rushing.
Well, Kenneth Walker has to be in the top 5 after the last 2 games.
Kenneth Walker's 3.
Right. Is Drake May in the top 5 as that QB?
Drake May is 4. No, Drake May is 5. I'm sorry, 5. Kenneth Walker 3, Drake May is 5.
Ramondre Stevenson, is he in the top 5?
Number 1.
That's what I figured. Yeah. Over the last month, I think he's had the most 20-yard gains of any RB in the playoffs. So
why I just say this, they all of the at least the top 3, they're 15 yards apart, 16 yards apart. Mm-hmm. Even Drake May being 5, he's only 50 yards behind Stevenson, so it's that close. But Stevenson's 1, Kenneth Walker's 3, Drake May is 5. So you need 2 and 4.
Okay. I think Swift got mostly receiving yards. I don't know if he's in the top 5.
No Swift. I'm gonna give you one more chance to get the number. One more chance for that. No Swift.
Oh, I was just talking out loud.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, you can't just say you got to get an answer. You can't just talk out loud. What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of RBs to be able to go.
Okay, you're right.
Wait. I know what's his face. Woody Marks had a 100-yard game. Is Woody Marks one of the top 5?
No, sir. I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna get
Kyron Williams. I'm gonna go out with Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams is number 2, and I'll give you one more guess for the last one.
Blake Corum.
James Cook.
Oh, I forgot about James Cook.
Yeah, James Cook. Because remember, against the Jaguars, he had a big running game. He ran like the whole game. So go down the list. Ramondre Stevenson, 194. Kyron Williams, 183. Kenneth Walker, 178. James Cook, 163. Drake May, 141. So all within yards of from away from each other. But that's your list, man. Top 5 running backs or running games. Let's go to the quarterbacks, big dogs. How we gonna end it? Passing yards. And I gave you, this is kind of a cheat code. You should know who number 1 is. Stafford is clearly number 1. And I just give you this one. Matt Stafford has over 300 yards than the next quarterback. So
Yeah.
Stafford is 1 for sure. Give me your next 4.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's 5.
5? Jesus. How about not CJ Stroud? Not after that game.
Sam Darnold's 5.
Not Aaron Rodgers. Caleb Williams is in the top 5.
Caleb is number 2.
Yeah, I figured. Especially if Colson Loveland was that high up, him and DJ Moore, I think we're cooking.
Yep. Stafford 1, Caleb 2, Sam 5. You got 3 and 4.
Bo Nix.
No Bo Nix. Remember, Bo Nix missed the game too, so you got to remember that.
That's true. Can't even think of the other QBs in the playoffs.
Some of these guys only played 2 games.
Justin Herbert didn't do anything. Aaron Rodgers.
And one of the other guys, but yeah, 2 games. Yeah, a lot of these guys only played 2 games.
Wait, did I say Drake May?
No, you didn't say Drake May, but he's 4. So
okay.
Stafford, Caleb, Drake May, Sam Darnold. You're missing number 3.
I don't know who it is. Oh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is 3, big dog. So
yeah.
Matt Stafford, 936 in 3 games. Caleb, 618, 2 games. Josh Allen, 556, 2 games. Drake May, 533, 3 games. Sam Darnold, 470, 2 games. Now you gotta remember, Rob, Sam Darnold only played 2 games. Drake May only had 60 yards more passing than him, and he played 3 games. So that just lets you know, Sam Darnold, he finished last, but he only played 2 games. So
because that running game and that defense fizz out in New England.
For sure. So, those are the top 5 of each position, man. Hopefully I'll find a way to clip that up, man, since you took all day to get the answers right. But we figured that out, big dog. So, yeah, man. But overall, though, again, we got one more week before the Super Bowl. I don't know what the topic going to be next week, bro. Not the Pro Bowl, but we come up with something fun to do next week, man, in between that. And
we have to do our fantasy football awards still.
Okay. So. Yeah. Matter of fact, because I think the ESPYs is coming up soon too, right? It's usually when they do it in between the Super Bowl. So we'll do our award show next week. That's what we'll do. Anything else before we get up out of here, though, brother?
No, and we didn't have any questions. I have a new thing now, Fizz, where I have a Post-it. So if anyone does ask a question, I want to write their name down and put it on my computer just so we don't forget. Last week, unfortunately, someone had a question and we forgot to answer it. So hopefully they check the comments.
Well, anybody got a question, man, before we get out here, you can go ahead and drop it. And if not, hey, we appreciate you anyway. But Rock, man, I'll let you lead us off, and then we won't get to the questions. We get up out of here, brother.
Sounds good. Yeah, an hour and a half show. Just quick and done with it. So, but I do appreciate you guys. And here's my word of wisdom for the week. When you devote your life to one thing, Fizz, you become an artist. Strengthen your body and your mind to do this one thing. You cleanse your heart and your soul to do this one thing. An artist gives all they have to that art. Their strengths and deficiencies, their loves and their shames. They give everything they have for it, Fizz. And that's actually from Blue Eye Samurai. I just finished watching that. I really liked that line that they had in that show. So that's my word of wisdom for the week, Fizz.
I ain't mad at that, big dog. I ain't mad at that. I ain't have a word off the top because I like to come off the top of the head with the words. Hey, they ain't got me sitting thinking, Rob. I just say this is my word, man. And it's gonna be a good word though, but I just say this, man. While you in the house, you find you a good movie to watch. Maybe it's a funny comedy, maybe it's a spoof, maybe it's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say, in the words of my good old movie, don't drink your juice in the hood. What they don't know, they don't show. They just don't care what's going on in the hood, baby. All right? That's how we going to leave it. I don't know if that was a good word or not, but we cooking up anyway. All right? I appreciate y'all, man. I just want to lighten the room a little bit, but it's all good, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We will give out the awards. And Rock, we might give a crowd appreciation award, man. Let's find some of our people in the chat, man. Get them some good awards. The ones that get the good questions and the ones that come here talking that hoopla, man. All right, so we appreciate y'all, though, man. This is the COOKUP. We signing up off of this thing, and hopefully we don't just come in next Tuesday. Maybe we sprinkle in sometime in between time, right? I don't know. My boy Shizzle is begging me to come on this damn screen, so we got to figure out something. But in the meantime, between time, man, this is the Cook Up. We appreciate y'all, and we about of this thing, baby. All right,
guys, next week.
We out of this thing, baby.